A place of healing turns into a scene of carnage as hundreds are feared killed in an explosion at a Gaza City hospital. The blast has already sent shockwaves through the region, with Palestinians protesting in the West Bank.
Say at least 500 people were killed in an explosion at a Gaza hospital. Eyewitnesses say the hospital was also being used as a shelter.
The people in the hospital, they were not only I would say sick people. They are also people who has fled their homes to seek refuge in that hospital.
The Director General of the World Health Organization strongly condemns the event. Israel denies responsibility, blaming a failed Islamic Jihad rocket.
Let me be clear, the IDF does not target hospitals. That's a sensitive site, it's a humanitarian site. We don't target hospitals.
Joe Biden leaves for Israel even as the explosion threatens diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis.
While the United States has been standing by firmly behind Israel, it is of course Israel's strongest ally, it has at the same time been urging Israel to try and minimize civilian casualties.
Now, the head of the UK Security Service, the MI5, has said that it is monitoring the potential radicalizing of people in the UK because of events in the Middle East, leading to possible violence. Ken McCallum was speaking at his first ever joint appearance with counterparts from the so-called Five Eyes intelligence group, that is, spy chiefs from the US, the UK, Canada, Australia, as well as New Zealand. Now, they met at an event hosted by the FBI in California.
Let's look at the front pages of today's papers. And, of course, lots of them were printed last night before some of the details of that explosion came to light. But they're leading with the explosion at the hospital in Gaza, the Daily Express saying that hundreds of Palestinians are feared to have been killed after it ripped through the building.
Daily Telegraph says President Biden is due to arrive in Israel at the war's most dangerous point. The president is expected to land in a few hours' time to meet the Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu.
Front page of the Mirror today says the Middle East crisis is spiralling with the headline, "This must end." It also shares what it says is the last text message from a British mother confirmed to have died in Hamas's attack on southern Israel last week.
Some of the front pages of the morning's newspapers, and the Financial Times leads with that attack on a hospital in Gaza, which is reported to have killed hundreds of people. The Guardian leads with one of the many harrowing images from the aftermath of the attack and adds that Israeli intelligence claims that the blast was the result of a failed Islamic Jihad rocket launch. Powerful imagery also makes the front of the Times as a Palestinian woman clutches the body of her child. The Mail also leads on the attack, which, if figures are correct, is now the single biggest loss of life in the conflict. The Telegraph points out that US President Joe Biden's visit to Israel may well now come at the most dangerous point of the conflict, with Rishi Sunak set to land in the region later this week. And if you want to see any of those front pages again or read the stories, you can scan the QR code on your screen.
U.S. Congressman Jim Jordan has fallen short in the first round of voting to become U.S. Speaker. 20 fellow Republicans voted against him. He could only afford to lose 4 members in a floor vote. The party will soon vote in a second round, with Jordan hoping to win over some holdouts. He is looking to fill the role left empty after the former Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, was ousted 2 weeks ago. Ukraine has used long-range missiles supplied by the United States for the first time. That is according to President Volodymyr Zelensky. His comments follow reports that the weapons, known as ATACMS, destroyed 9 helicopters at Russian bases in the east of the country. Russia's military has not commented. And Belgian police have shot dead a man who killed 2 Swedish nationals in Brussels on Monday. The 45-year-old man was shot in a cafe. A third Swedish citizen was seriously injured in the attack. The shooting took place 5 kilometers, or about 3 miles, from the stadium where Belgium was playing Sweden in a Euro 2024 football qualifier.